most important things we need to understand in the society is inequality. So the inequality, which refers to the phenomenon of unequal distribution or uneven distribution of the resources and also the opportunities among the members of a society. So the inequality is nothing but the unequal distribution of resource among the peoples in a society or in a place, or limited opportunities for the peoples. Inequality, moreover, encompasses distinct yet overlapping economic, social, and spatial dimensions. As we all know that there are two kind of inequalities. One is wealth, and another one is income inequality. So we will be discussing all this wealth and income inequalities, how the world has facing the inequality problem, and how the Indian situation is favoring, whether the inequality has increased or decreased in the past decades. So the average we will start with the income inequality. So the world's average adult income is 16,700 euros, which is in terms of purchase power parity. So this is the average of an individual adult. This is the world's average. So a person is earning 16,700 euros per year. So by the entire population into four kinds. So top 1%, top 10 percentage of population, middle 40 percentage of population, and bottom 50 percentage of population. So with this, we will be estimating the adult population. So in this, we can see the global bottom 50 percentage of population, where the adult comprises of about 2.5 billion individuals, whereas in case of middle, it is a 2 billion individual adult population is covered. And in case of our top 1% and top 10%, you can see 51 million and 517 million of adult individuals are there. With this, we will be discussing about the global income inequality as well as the wealth inequality. So we will, as I said, we will be classifying the population into four categories: top 1% of the people's, high income groups, low income groups, bottom income groups, and middle income groups. Okay. So with this, we can see that the top 10 percentage of the peoples or the population which has the highest share of total income. So you can see 52 percentage of the total income is shared by the top 10 percentage of the peoples, followed by that middle 40 percentage of the population has 39 percentage of share of total income, and followed by that is the top 1%, and followed by that is the bottom 50%. The thing is that the bottom 50 percentage of the population is very high, but they have only 8 percentage of the share of total income, so it is very less. So in this graph, in this pie chart, you can see that the global income of top 10 percentage is 52 percentage. It covers around 52 percentage of the total world's income, which is around 87,000 euros, whereas the bottom 50 percentage, they has a share of 8.5 percentage of the global income. So that too as an average of 2,800 euros. So this is how the population has a share of income among them. Followed by that, we will also see the wealth inequality. So in case of wealth inequality also, the top 10 percentage of the population has 76 percentage of the global's wealth. So they share a contribution from the top 10 percentage of the people is around 76 percentage, followed by the top 1 percentage of the peoples whose contribution or whose share is around 38 percentage. And the bottom 50 percentage of the people, they only have 2 percentage of the global wealth. So it was very less when compared with the in terms of incomes. We can see here, you can see the wealth of the 2 percentage of the people, that is the bottom 50 percentage of the population's global wealth is around 2,900 euros. It is just 2,900 euros, whereas the top 10 percentage of the people who has the 76 percentage of global's wealth, their overall average value is around 5,50,900 euros. So this shows how unequally the population is spread in case of income as well as in case of the wealth. So this is how the global phenomenon is having over the past decades. Followed by that, while we classify the countries into different groups, the average global income is, as I said, it is 16,700 euros. This is the global average income. So, while we are calculating and comparing with each continents and countries, we can see sub-Saharan Africa, Southeast Asian regions, they have the 31% of the income, whereas the average income of North America, that is 315% of the world's average income. So the Central Asia, Russia, and Latin America, they are close to the average global income. They are equal to average global income, whereas these East Asia, Europe, and North America, they exit in three folds and two folds when compared to the global income. They are having very large of income, whereas when compared with the sub-Saharan Southeast Asia's, they only have 31% of the income level, average income level. Followed by that, we see as the average wealth. In this case also, the North America, Europa is having very high percentage of average wealth when compared to the top global level. So the Russia and Central Asia, which is around 54 percentage, which is off of the total wealth of the world. So this is the case of average wealth across the regions. But by this, we will be seeing how the top 10 percentage income share across the world has been spread out. In India, you can see this, the top 10 percentage captures 67 percentage of total national income in South Africa, whereas the value is around 32 percentage in case of France. So the income is measured after the pension and unemployment benefits are received by the individuals. So it has been deployed from the income, and then the income has been measured. So here you can see India as well as South Africa, they have a very huge share of national income that is contributed by the top 10 percentage of the population of the people. That is, the rich peoples has the most share of national income. But by that, bottom 50 percentage of the income share. So here you can see the red dots, they contribute more to the national income when compared to the top 10 percentage of the peoples. So as the graph already says, the India, South Africa, here the population is very high and the bottom 50 percentage of the population is very high, but their contribution or the national income share is very less. The contribution by them or the population's income is very less. So the in India, the top 10 percentage of the peoples only have high amount of national income share in the global level as well as at the India's level. So followed by this, during the COVID-19 and pandemics and after that, so what is the impact of the recession on the national incomes? So we can see that the global as well as the world's national income has decreased by 4.1 percentage, whereas the Europe and Latin America, it has decreased by 7.6 percentage. The growth has declined when compared to 2020, before the pandemic and after the pandemic. So the national income is not decreased in case of East Asia, whereas the all other rest of the regions, there has been a gradual decline in the national share of national income growth. So you can see in sub-Saharan Africa, it is around 2.5 percentage less than national income growth. So this is the case. But one thing is that East Asia alone has not declined during this pandemic. So here we will come to India. In India, the national income, the average national income of an individual is 2 lakh 4,200 rupees in Indian rupees terms, and the national income, the average national income of bottom 50 percentage of the people is 53,610 rupees, whereas the top 10 percentage of the people's average income is 11 lakh 66,520. So here it clearly indicates that there is a huge inequality exists in income of the bottom 50% peoples as well as the rich peoples, as well as the top 10% and the top 1 percentage of the peoples has 57 and 22 percentage of the global of the national income, whereas the bottom 50 percentage of the peoples in India, they contribute or they have only 13 percentage of the national income share. So this is very differs. So it stands out as a poor and very unequal country with an affluent elite. So India is growing towards, it is pushed more towards the inequality among the people. So the extreme inequality prevails in India at different levels. So here we have calculated the average income in euros, and it is based on the purchasing power parity. So the full population, the average income is around the 7,400 euros. So in this, the top 10 percentage income is 42,500 euros. So which is around 57 percentage. And here you can see the contribution by top 1 percentage or the national share is 21 percentage, followed by middle income category 29.7 percentage, the bottom which has only 13.1 percentage. Whereas in case of average wealth, the national wealth which is more held by the top 10 percentage, which is around 64.6 percentage, and the top 1 percentage is 33 percentage, and the bottom and the middle is having very less. When compared to the middle, the bottom 50 percentage of the peoples, they have very less share, that is 5.9 percentage of the average wealth, which is around 4,200 euros, the overall wealth of the bottom 50 percentage of the people. The final conclusion of the part 1 series is that in long run, income inequalities, the inequality was very high during British colonial rules during 1858 to 1947. The top 10 percentage has shared 50 percentage of the income, more than 50 percentage of the income. So after that, it has reduced to 35 to 40 percentage due to some of the government policies that made the bottom or the rural peoples to increase their income as well as. So during this mid 1980s, there is an extreme increase in wealth and income inequalities which was happening. This was mainly due to liberalization and deregulation, and these data were taken from the World Inequality Report 2022. So all the data which I have made here and all the match which I have made here is based on the World Inequality Report, as well as the wealth inequality report. The average household wealth is around 9,83,010 rupees. So the bottom 50 percentage of the people's average household wealth is around 66,000 only. So that here you can see how the top 10 percentage of the people's wealth and how bottom 50 percentage of the wealth is there. So 9,83,000 is a huge value when compared with the 66,000, and the middle class is also relatively poor, whose value is 7,23,930 rupees. And with this, I would like to conclude that you have gained something about how the income and wealth inequality prevails in world as well as in India. So the from this we can conclude that the top 10 percentage of the peoples have the huge share of income as well as wealth, whereas the bottom 50 percentage of the peoples who are very huge in numbers, but they do have very limited number of share in income and as well as in wealth. With this, I will video, and I will be uploading the part 2 series as early as possible. Thank you for watching this video.